there, friends and enemies. JoPaWrites here once again, and today I have another brand new Destiny 2 video. This one a little bit different from what I normally put on the channel. We are going to be going over the Solstice of Heroes video that just dropped, as well as the information and the TWAB thoughts as well. Now, like I said, I don't normally do this, but I have a lot of things I want to say about these annual seasonal activities and where I want to see them go in the future. Now, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. Shows that not only are you enjoying this content, but you want to see more like it, and also that the more folks should be seeing this type of content on their page as well. Anyway, we're going to start with the video and then dive in it from there. So I hope you enjoy. I'm digging the armor set so far. I like the glows a lot.
We will have a beautiful sunrise.
Working with Mithrax. Back to the EAZ, not surprised. Those armor sets are good. New shotgun. Is that a stasis shotgun for real? New emotes. New finishers. Okay. Alright. July 6th to August 3rd. Not bad. Exactly kind of what I was expecting from this as well. Let's see. And now let's go over some information real quick. In the footsteps of legends, the last city of humanity is built not from iron and stone, but of heroism and bravery. Join your fellow guardians and remember those who stood in defense of our home. Evil Levante awaits you in the tower with words of gratitude and the promise of celebration. Islands in the sky, back to the EAZ. If you've played Destiny 2, the Solstice of Heroes, you've been to the EAZ quite a bit. It's not a bad little zone to go to. At least it's something different, not just farming strikes, Crucible, in my opinion. Light up the night, class-specific Solstice armor. Once fully upgraded, the glow from this legendary armor will guide your fire team through even the darkest of night. Refraction. Each day will challenge you to match your attacks to the daily element. There's plenty of videos out there for you to check out on how the refraction works and the bonus. Okay. This is the new shotgun, Glimmer and Virtue. Although glowing Solstice armor does a good job of stealing the show, isn't the only prize to chase. There's new legendary shotgun, new exotic ghost shell, emblem, and plenty of Solstice packages to unlock. And then the Solstice shirt as well. And this ghost is actually really nice. I like it I like it a lot. And then here's the different glows on the various subclasses. Take a look at that. Yeah, see the Titan armor I think looks really good. Little mohawk action. Same 14. So, okay. And that's it. There's also a guide for Solstice of Heroes down below as well. Now, let me give my thoughts on these seasonal events that happen annually and why I think they're necessary for the health season. Otherwise, we are going to have large dry spells with these content drops. And I feel like people are underrating how easy it is for them to put these events into the game and have something for folks who want to chase these things to give them a chance to play something, because otherwise we see it every single season. Halfway through, people are bored. They don't want to play Destiny, and that's understandable. The seasonal model is not for everybody. And once you've done all your pinnacles, once you've done everything that you feel like you can do, outside of maybe like Grandmasters or Iron Banner or Trials or whatever the case may be, and now Master Raids, which just launched, or is just launching with Solstice of Heroes as well. I feel like there needs to be these activities that are farmable each year, don't require a lot of work on Bungie's end, but gives people something to do that's not just the same thing that they've done throughout the rest of the year. We only see the EAZ for a couple weeks out of the year, and I understand why they do it. I understand that not everyone is going to enjoy playing on the Solstice of Heroes year after year when you've done it so many times. I get that. However, the alternative is probably either nothing or dropping that shotgun and the various additional ornaments, chase, and whatnot in some other way that's going to be content we already have in the game, right? There's they're not recreating the wheel with what they're doing in these seasonal events. So even though they not might not be great, the alternative is nothing. Like that's my guess, and that's what I'm thinking is the reason I'm behind these seasonal events being pretty similar each year. They're easy to recreate. They give people a reason to play if you want to. You don't have to, but now you can chase those things, and if you want to, go right ahead. There's cool glows. There's cool a new shotgun. Last time it was Glacioclasm. It was another weapon that we've seen in the past for these seasonal events, and I know everyone wants brand new stuff and brand new activities, something brand new to do, but they just can't do that every single season for these events. It's just not possible. And if they're going to put something like that into the game, that time and energy is better spent on a dungeon, on new strikes, new crucible maps, things that are going to be permanent. And that's what I feel like people are missing out when they look at these seasonal events is there's always going to be a give and take. If you want them to make these seasonal events better, that means somewhere else in the game there's going to be something that's taken away from. And I wouldn't want to personally see that. I'd rather the permanent stuff get more attention and this stuff be an added bonus every season to what we're getting already anyway. So that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I'm going to go over the TWAB real quick because there's some new information about the weapon balancing that I want to go over as well. Now we're going to take a look at the TWAB, like I was saying, and the beginning just goes over the Solstice heroes. We went over all of that. We got the full rundown already. Here's the shotgun a little bit closer. It looks great. I'm definitely going to chase this myself. Now, going forward, they're also talking about the Master Difficulty Vault of Glass, which is available and is going to be more of a challenge for folks who want to dive in. So it's 1350 power. You can earn Pinnacle Power, Pinnacle Gear, and it unlocks the final triumphs required for Fatebringer, Raid Seal, and title. Once completed, players may equip their in-game title and blah blah blah. Standard stuff there. It will introduce the time loss weapons, which are basically the adept versions of the raid weapon. I like that a lot. I think that's a good change, and I definitely try to get my hands on a few time loss weapons. A time loss Fatebringer would be awesome. They offer an additional perk in columns 3 or 4 for slightly more customization, which is awesome. Complete Vault of Glass challenges in the Master difficulty, and you will be rewarded. Each week will feature specific time loss weapons for you to hunt, rotating alongside the available challenge. Once you've earned a time loss weapon, you may also purchase additional rolls for the chest at the end of the raid on Master difficulty using Spoils of Conquest. That's actually huge, and I think that's something we need more of. Once you've unlocked a weapon, we need more targeted farms for those weapons, whether it's adept weapons for Trials of Osiris, adept for Grandmaster Nightfalls. If you unlock it and you can get targeted farms, it should absolutely be a thing, and I really like that. And hopefully, that's something we see more of in the future. Weekly reward lockouts are shared between both normal and master. So basically, you want to do master first if you're going to be doing master at all that week. Armor for master difficulty will focus on specific stats, rotating weekly. You've been hunting a Prime Zealot helm with a high spike in the intellect stat. Master difficulty will give greater chances for the distribution you're looking for. Targeted farm. I love to see it. I think that's fantastic. So additional enemies. Enemies are tougher. Additional champions. More modifiers. And higher power. So that's what's going to separate master difficulty from normal. Now, mid-season sandbox update. This is the stuff that I wanted to get into a lot because I'm actually pretty excited about it. They kind of explain what roles the weapons they want to fill as far as like snipers engaging at long range with aim and skill when not already under fire, etc., etc. I think that's something that you should read and go over because it kind of explains their strategy for these weapons like trace rifles, but I do want to talk about the actual changes that are being implemented. First off, shotguns. Faster firing shotguns to eat into aggressive frame shotguns dominance and other special weapons to be more viable. So they nerfed the aggressive frame shotguns like your Fellwinters and those type of guns, which shotguns, which I'm a big fan of. I think we see right now we see 120s and shotguns absolutely dominate on console. Dead Man's Tail and grenade launchers see a lot more on C, but both of them, all four of those, I think could tune down, and we would see a much better sandbox in general. So the damage fall off max was increased, reduced the damage fall off minimum by 2 meters. So basically, they're not going to be as not going to have the same range that we were used to, which is good. And slug shotguns are unaffected, which is huge because you'll see duality, you'll see chaperone, and you'll see some of the new slug shotguns. I think have a rise in usage, which also will be great because they do take a little bit more precision to be good with, but you balance that by having them be really lethal at extended range compared to other shotguns. So I'm really excited about that. So for the 120 hand cannons, reduce precision damage multiplier from 1.8 to 1.6, preventing a 10% damage bonus from allowing two tapping. Thank you, baby Jesus, for this one. Because I feel like the two tap 120s was so prevalent and everyone was just waiting to be able to do that. And it's been just an ongoing theme in PvP for the last couple of months. So I'm excited to see this, and hopefully this allows some breathing room for pulse rifles or scout rifles or other range heavy weapons to really have a little bit more time in the sun. So they reduced the aim assist minimum fall off distance and reduce damage minimum fall off distance as well. You can no longer get drop mag on weapons, and there's a change coming next season that requires adjusting this with some perks with similar functionality. Pulse monitor fixed an issue where handling bonus no longer applying. Rewind rounds fixed an issue with a perk would not trigger the last shot in the magazine missed, or if the player reloaded another weapon before finding the final shot. Thank you for this. This is huge. So many times I've shot my final round of a magazine. I've hit every other shot or most of my other shots, and just never hit that last shot, and it didn't give me the perks, so that kind of sucked. Reservoir burst, we've seen the complaints that the detonation on kills doesn't feel that reliable or impactful, so this has been updated with the same consistency and speed fix as Dragonfly. Again, I think it's a great perk, and I hopefully will get more use out of it. Dead Man's Tail's dominant on mouse and keyboard, requires frequent critical feedback from players in the Crucible, and is strong but not worrying so on controller. Keeping the fast firing and hip, which we believe is key to the feel of the weapon, but with this change, it will no longer have ADS levels of damage, fall off while hip firing, so will be subject to fall off much closer. It will also require better aim to land hits while hip firing. Removes hip fire damage, fall off scalar, aim assist cone angle, hip scalar reduced from 1.5 to 1.2. I think this is a solid change. It might not be enough for people on PC, but personally on console, I think it's going to be fine. I do have the Catalyst, and I think this is a good change overall. Sleeper Simulator is getting a buff as well, fixing an issue where Sleeper Simulator was benefiting less than the other linear fusion rifles from Season of Spicer LFR precision damage buff. Total buff is now 16.5 compared to 15% other LFRs received. We might see a sleeper meta in PvE going forward. They're also changing. A lot of these changes are coming mid-season, season 15. They're also going to have additional changes once season 15 or in season 14, but they're also going to see new changes. They're going to totally rework fusion rifles, which is kind of crazy, and I'm excited to see where they go with it. With the shotgun changes, they expect special weapons to increase in usage and grenade launchers specifically. So they're planning a small change that will specifically touch priming and cleaning up targets. Scout rifles and hand cannons in PvE, they want them to feel more impactful, and they found that minor enemies in high-end content take too many shots to kill with these weapons, so they're going to buff that. Same for machine guns in PvE, which is great. Special ammo economy, particularly in PvP. This is something I've been talking about a lot. They need to change it. Shotgun or special ammo is too prevalent in PvP. in my opinion, because it reduces the amount of primary gunplay. So hopefully in PvP we see more primary action going forward. That is my real hope because I feel like that would be huge for the game. Anarchy is getting nerfed, making changes to make it great at a couple roles rather than being jack of all trade. Grenade launcher again, I think that's a good idea because PVE it's become the go-to weapon and it's the only one that most people use for 99% of activities, and no gun should be that way. Exotic primaries and want to give players more reason to use exotic primary weapons and content and have changes coming to help with it. Keeping a close eye will make on special weapons and once they see how they perform, particularly fusion and grenade launchers, idea on more adjustments as these shake out. And we'll keep a close eye on feedback on exotic weapons and which weapons are under or overperforming. We have some weeks planned next week in season 15 and beyond, which should shake things up. Note that we specifically look at Catalyst as a way to buff underused exotics. For example, this is why we made Catalyst for Trinity Ghoul and Deathbringer, so expect similar reasoning moving forward. At the risk of being vague, we also have long-term plans to address the issues of exotic orb generation and kill trackers without making a catalyst for every exotic in the game. There you have it. So we got a patch note preview with some standard fixes that need to be made. Decreased trace survival damage and momentum control. Not surprised to see that. You could get absolutely lasered in momentum control. That was kind of crazy. And they fixed some other issues. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to have that update next week. We're going to have Solstice Heroes. We're going to have Master Vault of Glass. All of that is good. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Are you excited for these changes? Are there anything you're worried about? But my name is JoPaWrites, and I'll catch you all